All right. Hey, everybody. I guess this is the first time you get to see my face. This is my first time putting the face on the channel. But I'm here with Louie and Rutosaurus. Louie just ran the 1K event at West Virginia. Had a really good showing. Was it 14 or 15 people come out?
I would not say it was a good showing. I wish
Oh,
there was more
no.
people. That's not a beat around the bush. We wish there was more people, but it was a showing in the middle of Sorcery Con and Gen Con,
Yeah.
which are two huge events where people are traveling to. So I think a lot of people wanted to come, but just couldn't justify it with their families, which is totally understandable.
Yeah, I totally wanted to make it out, but yeah, it was just like a lot of traveling and just had other stuff to do. But
everybody who came had a blast.
I bet everybody
say
had
the
a good time.
enthusiasm I heard was like through the roof. So
but yeah, this is the top four: Avatar Air and Battle Mage.
Yes, we got Joey on Battle Mage and Daniel on Avatar of Air. And I know these two not very well, but I know Daniel super well because we did a lot of trading. He was working on an alpha foil set, so him and I were back and forth a ton in trading. And Joey, this story is great. Joey and his dad learned about the game at Gen Con.
Yeah,
nice.
That's
Did
crazy.
You guys know this? Do you guys know this?
I heard through the grapevine.
Yeah.
So they learned and they did the learn to plays at Gen Con, and they picked up the game at Gen Con. They bought boxes and whatever, and then they'd only ever played each other. And Joey, I think
no way.
I think him and his dad played like 130 games. I think Joey won all 130 games against his dad.
Wow. That's like the Nate and Noah story from the qualifier you ran, like the two brothers from Florida who had only ever played themselves and ended up taking first and second.
That's how we do it in West Virginia, baby. In order to win a tournament in West Virginia, you got to only play against one opponent your whole career.
That's amazing.
It's like a Rocky training montage.
I guess we just spoiled who the winner is of this the whole thing. But, well, spoiler alert.
But thank you, Louie, for providing the footage. Thank you for running the event. That's super awesome. What you do for the community and like just promoting Sorcery is wonderful.
Yeah, and man, thank you guys for making footage on this. The gameplay footage isn't my thing on the channel, and I want to make sure you guys have some top-down overhead camera footage. I have all the whole setup, so it was important to me to make sure that if you guys wanted to, you guys could use it and make some footage out of it. And I'm excited that people get to see the games, and it'll be commentary from people who actually know what they're talking about, unlike me, who just makes everything up.
You know what's going on, but thank you again. We'll cut over to the top four game. This is top four of the 1K from Game Grove. When was this? 2 weeks ago?
About 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Largest cast tournament.
Yeah, it was incredible that Louie was able to put that together. I think it really was just a phenomenal effort to bring folks together before Arthurian Legends comes out, really celebrate beta, and try to draw some folks in for a different type of prizing. It's really been one of the only large cash tournaments for Sorcery that I think we've seen, and it's exciting. So we've got our players playing Avatar of Air and Battle Mage, currently doing their mulligans right now. And we could see Avatar of Air making some notes.
Yeah, and both of these avatars are highly aggressive. Battle Mage wants to grapple shot turn 3. Avatar of Air wants to tower turn 1 for 3 power on board with Falconer. Like, these are going to be very aggressive games.
Yeah, and I think that Avatar of Air is foil. Am I seeing that correct?
Yeah. So I played against Daniel Culpepper, our Avatar of Air player, at Gen Con. He has an entire alpha foil Avatar of Air deck.
Wow, that's impressive. Dedicated to the Avatar.
It's so cool. It was so cool.
Yeah. Gorgeous card. Starting out with a desert on Battle Mage, so we know he's playing some fire, and I'm assuming that Avatar of Air will be playing air.
Yeah. Fire and Battle Mage is interesting. I kind of consigned Battle Mage to Water Air as like the top tier lists, but the Avatar of Air playing a air site turn 1 is really strong because that's your launch pad.
We got that windmill coming down, so knowing that he's going to be doing some earth as well. And we've got a tower coming out, bringing him up to 3 mana for Battle Mage. What's he going to use? And that's turn 2. Wow.
So he's going to get hit for 1 on that one.
Now, actually,
no, it's not.
I don't think he can. because the threshold requirement there, he needs 2
Oh,
fire
he
thresholds
does.
for the dragonets.
That's a bit of a misplay. I
Yeah,
think
let's see if he can pull that back.
it's probably gonna play. We'll. How often do you miss threshold? I miss it a lot. It is
It's pretty common. It's the most common mistake, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we're judging events, and especially at Gen Con, we had to really be pretty proactive, letting folks know that it's both players' responsibility to keep track of that, because it's a tough thing and it's an easy miss.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a bummer, because that's a potential
Yeah, that's a huge
game
like turn
influencing
2
misplay
play.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of pressure. I also did some digging. Our Battle Mage player learned sorcery at Gen Con,
Wow.
so he's
Wow,
very
he's in
new.
top 4.
Yeah. Um, so
That's incredible, though, to see that growth of the community like that.
yeah. Hopefully it doesn't affect the game too much, but also having a
Yep.
minion turn 2 is very good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would have pushed everything back. We see in his hand, he's looking at a kobolds there. That would have meant he would have had to hold that out this past turn.
He could have played kobolds, I guess, and got hit for 2, and then played
Yeah.
dragonets. Maybe, yeah. It doesn't look like it's gonna affect the game too much. He's
Yeah.
gonna be 2 life lower if he had ordered it differently.
Hmm.
But all right, well, it wasn't caught, so it was played, and
And that's okay. I think that the one thing we've learned is we're kind of watching through these games, especially if we were doing live commentary. It's a really common thing. It happens pretty regularly.
yeah, and
Ooh, good play there with bottomless pit.
yeah, this is the power of Avatar of Air. These sites being
Hmm.
your removal, and then he's gonna Devil's Egg his Phase Assassin to start putting a clock on
Yep.
Battle Mage, which is
Yep.
what Avatar of Air really wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And then Daniel moved or flew on his second turn out of the line of sight, which is exactly what you want to be doing as well.
Yep. And
Getting
as you
out.
notice, he kept that phase assassin stealthed there.
Oh yeah, he tapped and moved
So
into the
yep,
desert.
yep, it's stealth, so it's just going to keep deducting life every turn.
It's
Wow,
just
good
going to
play.
sit there. Yeah, that's exactly what Avatar of Air wants to do, is put you on a clock, and then start pushing your minions into bottomless pit, and that's really how it wins a lot of games. And then you have a bunch of chip damage with a lot of what is it, bats and hippogriffs, and I think Daniel's list is a little higher end. I think I saw vampires at 5 mana in his hand, so if you can get that down and kind of like stabilize, it'll be really strong. And it looks like we have
Yeah.
a rules question here.
So it sounds like they're kind of working through some ruling questions
I
here.
bet it's a projectile question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would not strike him because he's stealthed. So while he is stealthed, the projectile with the new rules would pass by.
And then, yeah, even the dragonets firing the projectile from desert won't hit imps because it doesn't hit friendly units at the location of origin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, sorcery's rule set and gameplay, and I think Kevin or Nevek said it the best. It's simple, right? It's like it's a grid, but the complexity and depth of rule interaction and interaction on the board state is really, really cool.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think the spatial element of it as well really takes the level of complexity with those interactions just so much far beyond any TCG that I've played. That you've got to think about where you're placing your minions, where you're moving them, where you're placing your sites, and how you're kind of laying your battlefield out. So he's moving in for 3 there, swinging in for 3. So that'd be 17, and then another 2.
Done
So
15 for the
He's
Avatar
probably
of
gonna
Air.
take a bonk.
Oh, and another kobold. This is
wow.
like just so much pressure on the minions. Avatar of Air
Yeah,
can deal with
wow.
one of those, but
So was that down to 13 now?
down to 13 total at the end of turn. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he can move there and fly 1, but he's got to make a. Oh, actually, and probably another one from the Colicky Dragon.
Oh yeah, so he's at 12.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and then so like even a boulder, like he has to tap and play boulder, doesn't really clear his board, and that's what really all Avatar of Air has as mass removal is the rolling
Yeah.
boulder. So this is going to be a rough spot, and
Yeah.
also Battle Mage being on the play versus Avatar of Air on the play. Like this is a very like who can start dealing the most damage first.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and that battle mage is, sitting back there. You're wondering where it's going to head. Is there a way that they have to remove that stealth? He's playing air, could potentially be a watchtower. Thinking about Avatar of Air's next move as well, potentially flying onto the bottomless pit. But I think that moving and flying over, tossing one of them over onto the pit would probably be the play I'd go with.
yeah, you just have to start removing minions, even if you get hit for
Yep.
a little bit. You gotta
Yeah.
remove the pressure.
So did he drop the devil's egg
It
up
looks
there
like he
then?
dropped the Devil's Egg, which is a interesting idea. I think he's gonna
Yeah.
try to like leave it back there, make
Yeah.
him deal with it. By the time, unless he has some movement spell, by the time he's gonna run away from the minions.
Yeah,
Okay,
now he's gonna. Yeah, now we're seeing our battle mage player have to make a choice about losing one of his kobolds or losing the dragonettes because he's gonna have two of them swinging that turn. So by moving that avatar bear there, he freed himself up from both of the strike damage from the kobolds, and is gonna force him to probably sacrifice one unless he can play another bigger creature down there.
yeah. So if he flew over, so he didn't play anything else that turn. Oh, that's super rough. Yeah, if he
Yeah,
pushed kobolds into the bottomless pit, he would get hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at
yeah,
minimum next turn, and he's at 12.
yeah.
So, like, I guess I understand that.
He's still gonna be taking a lot of damage from the
Yeah,
strikes, though.
he's still gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 damage. So, like, he saved a point of damage, but now there's more minions on board.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, and with this being a best of three, there is potentially hope, right? So, in the top four, there's best of three. So, if you get a game like this where your opponent has a lot of momentum, there's the possibility that the next round they won't be as lucky.
Yeah, at best of three is like I haven't played a whole lot of best of three matches in Sorcery. It's
Yeah.
always a lot of the competitive events are best of one,
Hmm.
and it's really
Especially with the sideboard too.
yeah. The sideboard is another dynamic to it. I'm not like super used
Yeah.
to. So
Yeah.
I really hope Sorcery goes to a best of three like constructed, maybe at least
Mhm.
for Top Cut, just because it feels like on the play you have a distinct advantage of being the 1st
Mhm.
one to play a minion and creating that pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so beneficial. I think we're going to see that even more with Arthurian Legends. There's a lot of cards that we've seen spoiled already that reduce the casting cost
Yeah,
of certain things.
Hamlet and Camelot, like
Yep. Yep.
it's going to be who has board presence first.
Yep. We see Battle Mage building over to try to block off that Avatar of Air there, or get a bridge over to him.
Yeah, if Avatar of Air can play some other site in front of it, another protection site, and make it really
Mhm.
hard for the Battle Mage player to get you. But in Battle Mage, it's playing air, so you have Lightning Bolt and Grapple Shot and like a bunch
Mhm.
of you have a good number of kill spells, so
Yep.
it's hard for that.
Yeah, and if Avatar of Air puts a site up there, they could potentially start flinging things. I'm assuming most of their sites are going to be air threshold, so even more presence. But that also opens him up to potentially getting hit more. Oof, Trinket.
Trinket.
That
Yeah, I guess it's good he moved out
Yep.
because I don't think he's going to get doored this turn. But if he stayed there and pushed, can't hit the
Interesting.
battle. You can't hit the. Okay,
Huh.
so he's gonna hit himself for 2.
Oh, yeah, I think he's trying to strike the phase assassin with the
Oh, because it
kobolds,
got
and if the
pinged off
kobolds
of
don't
the
take target,
yeah, it got pinged off the
but
desert.
yep, yeah, and if it doesn't say target, then
Yeah, I guess aren't rules questions fun?
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking it up as well.
Yep. I think it's his target.
Target adjacent unit. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he can't
They
strike.
wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So what he'll probably have to do is move forward and attack with that minion.
So yeah, right now he's attacked with total of 6 power with the
Yep.
2 other. So
Yeah, which would bring him down to
6.
6 if he was at 12 before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see Jack in his Hulk Hogan attire for this one.
Oh, and so why did the kobolds die?
They probably struck themselves.
Oh, okay. He could have. Yeah, I guess Battle Mage could have hit himself with the kobolds,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess being a newer player, you kind of don't think of that line.
Yeah. And he's been losing a life each turn from
Oh,
that Devil's Egg.
I've not been tracking that. That's right.
Yep. Yep.
So that's.
So the pressure is there, and
I think he's only lost 1,
probably
2,
four,
3,
I think.
4. He's only lost 4. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have taken the hit, but
Yeah.
if that's one of those deep rules questions or like interactions with sorceries.
Mm-hmm.
What does stealth mean, and how can you interact with stealth? Like you can interact with stealth when it says like target sight or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this
Yep.
Avatar of Air
Top
Earth
site.
with fire? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, wow, Root
This is
Spider.
3 color.
Wow.
3 color Avatar of
Okay.
Air. That's crazy.
Towards him or trinket, and he's swinging into attack.
Attack
Wow,
for 4.
okay.
So I think Battle Mage is at 12, and at the end of the turn he's going to be at 11.
Yes, yeah, from taking that devil's egg turn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And the root spider pulling that out. Now he's probably going to go in and start flinging them.
Yeah,
I
going to
guess.
start pushing him to the bottom's pit. Maybe that's why he didn't
Yeah.
play anything last turn. Is he was looking for his Earth Threshold.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A 3 color Avatar of Air. That's really cool.
Wow, I'm happy to see that. I love 3 color decks. I almost exclusively play them, so it's really nice to see more folks playing 3 color decks at a high level, and I think we're going to see much more of that with Legends as well. When we're seeing the multi-threshold cards, the sites that provide multiple elemental affinities. I'm so excited.
Yeah, out of the spoiled cards, the Ethereum Legends fixing I think is going to be pretty good, and a lot of 3-4 color decks are going to rise to the top, just because you get the top tier of each color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a grapple
here's
shot.
the grapple shot.
And yeah, he's going to
picking the egg up.
Yeah, that's the problem with dropping that egg.
Yep.
Okay, so our Avatar of Air player is going to be at 5 at the end of this turn, and we have a Battle Mage is at 11. And he's going to punch for 3. So he's going to be at 2.
That root spider doesn't affect the battle mage because it's only minions.
Yep. That was a good grapple shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think dropping Devil's Egg was a rough choice. I understand why he did it, because he was going to use Phase Assassin to like suicide him, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah, now that may be the thing that finishes him off. So he may be down to 1 at the end of this turn.
Yep, one of this
and
this,
by
this
default,
turn.
next turn he's going to be Death's Door.
Yeah, then Bottomless Pit doesn't protect you from avatars coming on and attacking you. So.
Yep.
Oh, I thought he was going to turn the tide. That grapple shot was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Grapple
Gigantic.
shot being an ordinary and not tapping your unit that does the grapple shot is crazy strong.
It's one of the best cards in the game, in my opinion. Phenomenal, especially in like Avatar of Earth, Battle Mage, anything with big minions, especially 5 power or above. You can swing for 10 on 1 turn. Just huge hits.
Oh, okay. So.
Oh, okay.
He flew onto Gnome Hollow, so I'll save him from Battle Mage as well. He's attacking for 3.
Yep.
He's down to 8, and if he can survive 1 more turn without, or even blocking with vampires, he can probably come back from
Battle
it.
Mage there would take an extra life loss
Yep.
from the egg being on his site that turn, so it's possible.
So I think we're at 2 to 7 right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, vampires gaining 4 and like attacking for 4 can be a huge life point swing because that's an 8 point
Hmm.
difference if you can attack their avatar and gain life off of it. Oh, and
Hmm.
Screaming Skull, that's gonna be
Wow.
he's got
Okay.
to he's got to block with this vampire. There's no
Yep.
way you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but then he just untaps too, and then he can attack for 4,
Yep.
so he's
I
back
can
at
attack
2,
again. Yeah.
and then lose the life to
The
the
swing.
egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna be at 1. Yeah, that egg.
Yeah. A lot of back and forth. The eggs are always such a gamble too.
Hmm.
The angel's egg as well. I've had several matches where I was able to wrest it away from my opponent and get it back to my site, and gaining that life. It's phenomenal. And then, for instance, playing cards that might submerge or burrow it, bury it. Uh, Man, it can be really hard for folks to recover from that.
Yeah. No, I stopped playing Angel's Egg in my Avatar of Earth deck because I want to be on my opponent's site, so I was dropping my
Yep.
egg on my site and had no good way of defending that. And a lot of the times I was
Yep.
playing Avatar of Air, and they have so much movement with the push
Yep.
ability. I just fly 3 spots over, pick it up. It's now mine. It's like, oh geez,
Yep. And then they're gaining 2 per turn.
exactly.
If there's the swing in, that's probably death's door there.
I think he gained 4 off of the vampire block, so he was at 6. He
Yep.
takes 4. He's now at 2,
Yep.
and then past turn he's going to be at
But did he
1.
get attacked? Did he get attacked because the skull let him untap last turn?
No, that was all in one turn. The attack with,
Okay.
yeah, he blocked with the vampire, untapped because of skull, and attacked for 4. So, yeah, no, the screaming skull was definitely a big boon in the battle mage players.
Oh, huge.
Yeah,
That with the grapple shot. I mean, can imagine the cards he was looking for, just being, I'm assuming, top decking them.
yeah. Well, I guess he drew a card also off of that
The battle
combat.
mage. Yeah. Yep.
He's got
Yep.
firebolt. Oh, firebolts
Always
is
a
going to do it.
firebolt. Yeah.
Yeah, that
And bats.
and bats.
Yeah.
Well, I think this game is pretty sealed up in Battle Mage's favor, but the
Yeah.
3 color Avatar of Air is that's so cool.
I love it.
He's going to be at door this turn. Oh, actually, I think he's at 1 because he pushed him
Is
off
it
of
one? Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and another
Oh, another
vampire. Oh
vampire.
my goodness.
Okay.
It's really just going to be the same turn as last turn, right?
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
time
But
he's
the
going to
phase
go.
assassin though.
Well, he's the battle mage player is now at 3 because it's going to
Yeah.
tick him for 1 here. So it's 1 to 3, and Avatar of Air is going to block with vampires. Battle mage has got fire bolts. That doesn't do it. Yeah, no, it's gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is going to be at door. The Avatar of Air is going to be at door, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Wow.
Brutal.
Imagine if he hadn't
Brutal.
dropped,
Brutal.
hadn't dropped eggs.
The egg. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he would have gotten there with the gradual hitting on the phase assassin.
Hmm.
But it's been a double-edged sword for him.
No. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but I played the Avatar of Air player in Gen Con, and he was my
Mm.
one loss. I was 5-1
Oh.
in Gen Con, and he was playing Avatar of Air Fire,
Mm.
and really
Oh,
cool.
so this is a different variant than the
Yeah,
deck that you had
he updated
mentioned,
it.
yeah.
Oh, so he's choosing to remove the.
Interesting move.
Huh.
Wow.
Okay.
Dropped the egg
Drop
on
the
his
egg.
site.
People, hold on to your eggs. Don't put all
Yeah.
your eggs in one basket. Yeah, you don't want to give
What?
your opponent's ability to.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna get
Yes.
ticked down to 2. Avatar of Air. Oh, jeez.
I think he's gonna try to get that vampire with the scorpions there and
Yeah.
prevent it from doing too much. Yeah, I'm gonna
Interesting.
start. Yep.
Oh, there's the boulder.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh, so you got a door.
he was
Okay.
at door. Okay, so I missed.
Yep.
I missed 2 points of eggs. So
Yeah.
nice job, Avatar of Air.
Yeah. Close match. Great game. Kept composure. Really wonderful match.
Color Out of Space turn 1.
Color's a solid turn. Yeah.
It's so good. Like the downside of it, like getting turned off, is like a real downside.
Yeah.
But if you play it right, like turn 1, you can really mitigate the. But
Yeah.
having a 4-color site and a 3-color deck is so good.
Yeah, and you said that's an alpha foil.
Yeah, yeah.
It's even more impressive.
just crazy. Turn 2
Yeah,
bats.
that's so cool.
Um,
Okay, solid start.
some early pressure.
on. Yep.
Free City will
Oh,
help.
that is not
help
what
with that.
that is not what he wants to see. Yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm sure
bats.
he was thinking he might have an easy swing for 2, but not with that.
No. And then Avatar of Air staying on the color out of space is smart, like staying on your air site. If you want to,
Yep.
you stay on air sites 90% of the time.
Yep.
It keeps your movement up. Movement in this
Yep,
game
and-
is so strong.
Yeah, say for instance he's able to get something down on that air site, he can throw it onto the free city and then attack it.
Yep. Another desert, another bats.
Another bats. Okay.
Yeah, this is what Avatar of Air wants to see. Just like
Mm-hmm.
stonewalling, make it hard to attack.
Yep.
Yeah, then bats burrowed doesn't even work because Free City can attack him while underneath Free City. It's
Yeah.
you're part of this entire site.
Yep. Yeah, Free City I think is one of the stronger sites as well. Just so good.
Yeah, actually,
Ooh.
bats tap and move onto Free City. Free City can't attack bats because of airborne.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oof. Wow.
So he's gonna force a block. I think I'm.
Yep. Is he gonna
Depending-
double block?
He's gonna take the damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think if I was an Avatar of Air's player, I would try to pressure and like attack the bats and just keep the board clear. Like a two power flyer is a lot less menacing than two power flyers. Like yeah,
Yep.
you lose your hippogriffs, but you lose the pressure off of the other side.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
playing the site up like that, he can attack for 4 for free, and like now it's 16 to 17. So really, yeah,
Yeah, when I'm playing Avatar of Air players, the strategy I typically take is to force them to come to me.
yep,
So I'll try to build a bottleneck. The last thing I want to do is get any of my minions or units on their sites because I know that once it starts getting thrown around, there's no way that I can recover from that.
yeah.
So
I
he's going to probably ping that. I wonder if he's now going to attack with
Oh.
one of his bats to clear it. Oh,
I talking about this play, the Avatar of Air player, he definitely overextended and then is going to get
Yep.
punished. So he's going to get hit by 4 from the bats. He's at 16, and then since
kill the hippogriffs
with
yep.
the desert off of
Yeah.
the kobold. So like, yeah, I don't. This is a rough one, and you can't
Yep.
push bats into free cities to kill them, and then bottomless pit doesn't work as well. So I see a vampire that would be really good if he has another tower. I think that's what he needs right now,
Yeah. Or a root spider.
or spider. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh man.
And
solid
there's the
play.
pit. Like the pit doesn't work
Yep.
either. I think the Avatar of Air player, like, if he had played the Lone Tower back, and then played hippogriffs, pushed the hippogriffs, and attacked, this game is different.
100%.
Yeah, the getting
See,
punished
there
for
is
that
a vampire in
overextension.
hand,
Yeah,
and for a revenant.
is that a revenant? Oh, I see headless haunt as well.
Yep. Up there's the haunt.
That's a blown out
assuming
haunt.
the
Yeah.
I'm assuming the haunt.
Well, Real Revenant also can,
It's revenant, is it?
it has void walk, right?
Yep. If it does.
I have no idea what that card is, but
Yeah, that's an interesting placement. My guess is it. Huh.
yeah, I think playing Bottomless Pit over there as well. Like that's, I think he's just in a rough spot. Like
I would agree. I
Yeah,
probably would have played it back,
yeah,
and then moved over. I tried to extend my bottom line out, but he's
yeah.
now facing 6 damage. The kobolds, not sure what way they're going to go because they'd have to strike themselves. Oh, there we go. Ooh, brutal.
This is going to be a heck of a turn. What
Yep.
was that? 2, 4, 6,
Hmm.
9 damage.
Yep. And took 2 from. Actually, no. Yeah, took 2 from. Or 4 from last turn, so it would have been down to 16.
And then took
This
9.
would have.
He's going to
Yeah.
take 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's 2, 4,
No, more
6,
than 9.
7, 8, 9.
9, 9. Yeah, 9.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's not going to be able to strike with the kobolds.
Do you like the battle mage getting in? I think like blinking. Oh, I guess you don't want to blink kobolds into
Yeah,
Avatar of Air.
he would have gotten flown onto
Yeah.
the free city, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I like blinking in. That seems really
Yeah.
good. And then I assume he's going to take 2. Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
He's now down to 15.
Nope, it's a haunt. Yep. So 6.
That's a decent spot.
Yep, that's where he wants it.
Yeah. You got to remove your opponent's minions. If
Yeah.
you have the option to trade or trade up or 1-for-1. Now, Battle Mage can have a little bit of extra card advantage, but if you play around that, you can really avoid giving him extra cards. You just gotta keep the board clear. You just giving your opponent a turn to respond to your actions is really, really hard.
Yeah, and in the case of the Hippogriff, he could have potentially taken out both of those bats and lost the Griff, or he could have taken out one and then the other one the next turn, which would have given a 3-power minion, and he wouldn't have taken 8 of the damage that he's taken so far.
Yeah, you got to like the 2-power minions that stick around or the 1-power minions that stick around will just chip in and like do 5 or 6, and you go, how's I'm at 9? How's that? It's because you didn't deal with a little minion. You got to keep the board clear. That is a
Can't
rough.
tell what that state was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough spot for the cards there, especially everything being foil. Just a little too shiny. It is too shiny.
It's actually an Arthurian Legends card. He's not allowed to spoil it.
Oh, okay. So here's a vampire.
Oh,
I think you play vampire on your avatar at this point, maybe on the lone tower. But then you
yeah, but if it's on the tower, he can strike it with kobolds, and that gives them an extra turn to live. So
yeah, bottomless
Oh,
pit is
interesting
okay. But yeah, if he has like
I think I would have.
firebolts,
Yeah, I think I would have kept it on the color, and then
yep. And then you have the movement
flown
with
it the next
Avatar
turn.
of Air. You can push it around.
Yep.
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 No, that's the power of Airborne and Avatar of Air. A Airborne minion on the first sight color out of space, being able to push it, you can hit any site except the starting site of Battle Mage.
Yep.
So like every site is open to you. So if you're not using an Avatar of Air ability every single turn, you're losing value.
Yeah. And I just I think that would have. We'll see how the game goes, but he wouldn't have been able to attack in with the kobolds because the free city could just defend and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been able to move the kobolds and then could have struck the Avatar of Air for 2, but then the vampire could take them out the next turn.
Now,
there's.
I would like to preface all of this saying 2020 hindsight backseat gaming is
Oh, yeah,
much
yeah,
easier
yeah.
than the game.
100%.
Nothing against these players. They got to top 4 out of I think 14 or 15 players.
Yep.
So they're both
There we go.
decent. Yeah. So
Yeah.
leaving yourself open to get your minions removed really, really hurts. And then I think that's going to be Door.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, and it's so easy to provide commentary like this just watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's in their hands. We're not sure what's in their deck. I think it's they're playing incredibly well at a really high level, and we'd obviously seen our Avatar of Air player clinch the win in the first round, and this round looks like it may be going towards the Battle Mage. So pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so like. the this game looks really different. So Avatar of Air is a really, really hard deck to play because your site placement matters so much. Imagine
Hmm.
this game with Bottomless Pit to the left of Free City and Lone Tower back one.
Yep.
Your opponent can
Kind
no
of
longer
bottlenecked. Yep.
attack with kobolds, so then it has to keep
Hmm.
hitting something or else it kills itself.
Hmm.
The two power flyers can't be defended effectively, so then you can use Hippogriff to really like help start removing some minions. So this game really favors site placement. I was talking to
Yeah.
Kevin, the winner of the last Sorcery League on Discord,
Hmm.
and site placement is such a huge
That's
thing.
critical.
And
Yeah.
like movement's hard to understand. Site placement is even harder.
Yep.
Oh, but
Oh
we got a
wow.
Poison Nova.
Poison
Oh
Nova.
my goodness.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Avatar of
One
Air
has to
is.
wonder too. He could have potentially attacked up to that ruins with his headless haunt and still be alive.
Yep.
Oh, that's game anyway though.
Oh, and he
Look at
had
that.
minor
Wow.
explosion. So I
Yeah.
did
Great
like
game.
what Avatar of Air did there was fly there,
Yeah.
cleared everything, and forced
Yep.
the battle mage to have the win in hand. He could have
Yep.
defended with Free City and maybe turned it around there.
Yep. Yep. No, I agree. That was a great game. Looks like they're having fun too. A lot of smiles.
A lot of handshakes.
Yep.
Talking about more ancillary things to sorcery. The community is just so
Oh,
nice.
phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal.
The cultivation of like the take back rule where if no new
Hmm.
information has been gathered, like if you drew a card or it's a defense or something hadn't happened, you can take something back, really
Hmm.
lends itself to like, hey, this is a game between two people, have fun,
Yeah.
talk to each other.
Yeah. Just enjoy the experience, and it's actually how we met, which I think is super cool. I love that we actually met at one of the first events that I had attended, and we're in a similar position as this, and it was an absolute blast, and
Yeah.
have loved seeing you at all the other events, and it's been a great time just getting a chance to play more.
You imagine recording our first game at the Paradise and pointing out all our mistakes.
I tried to, if you remember, it just didn't work very well. It's the first time I had seen Tufted Turtles played. I had no clue what to do.
That was a great game. No,
It was so much fun.
so I've been playing online games or tabletop games for a couple years and like been an active playing games for my entire life. I've never made so many good friends and
Yeah,
people online than I have through sorcery. It is
yeah,
wild. It is wonderful
I agree.
and just so cool.
Yeah, and the thing that I love too, not only are we making great friends and kind of establishing these new connections, but you start to see like familiar faces at events all over the country.
Hmm.
And not only are folks really enjoying the game and playing a lot of it, the tabletop simulator realm, but they're traveling for events and they're getting out there. And I think the way that the game is growing and it being more of an organic process is just so cool to watch.
Yeah.
Players getting ready for either mulligans, looking for start of round three of the top four. So the winner of this game will then proceed to the finals. Make sure to keep an eye out on my channel for that. We'll be going over and doing some similar commentary and gameplay analysis, and really excited to see how the finals unfold for that $1,000 pot that they're playing for right now.
Yeah. And so I was talking to some of the players from this event. Battle Mage was a very popular avatar at this event.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of aggressive decks. Avatar of Air is an aggressive deck. This version is probably a little higher on the mana curve, but
Hmm.
aggression in
Windmill, strong
sorcery
start.
is really strong. And
It
yeah,
is, yeah,
turn one, especially in a three color Avatar of Air, having a
yeah.
turn one air site is really good. And then ruins from
Yeah,
our Battle Mage
amazing.
player.
Yeah, I agree with you. I found that in the events that, and I've played in forcing your opponent to play to you. Oh wow!
Turn two haunt. That's where you want to see.
Turn to haunt. Yeah. Poof. See a hippogriff's in his hand as well. Another windmill. Look at that.
windmill hippogriffs, and I think there was another vampire. So he's gonna
Yeah.
try to like play a little bit slower, not overextend. Try to get hippogriffs to trade profitably into a bats or something. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Desert
Okay.
into a blink. All right.
Blinking up. Okay.
I think it's just more of a
Interesting.
more of a just a
Draw
kind of
card draw.
yeah cantrip. Try to get a little
Yep.
aggressive.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Avatar of Air should probably move over to Lone Tower, just get out of that line of sight.
Yeah.
Or I worked out for that roll. Play a
Right.
sight, push it. Um,
Yep.
attack for
Then you can
4.
attack. Yep.
Make your opponent deal with your minions before they
Mm-hmm.
can start playing minions.
Yeah, and 4 damage this early is pretty solid.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, so
Wow.
another tower, 4 for on turn 3.
4 for this
Oh, and he's
turn.
got hippogriffs. This is
The
gonna be a
vampire
good
or the
turn.
hippogriffs. Yep. There you go. 4. And before the ink's even dry on the paper, we're going to see those hippogriffs come out and swing for another 3. Yep.
There's the hips.
Boom. The aggression curve is flipped.
So we're at 13. So Battle Mage is probably not going to attack his coming turn because he needs to keep developing this board, keep developing mana.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough position.
Yeah.
You know, he's looking at 7 more damage next turn. That is a hard turn 4 to face.
Yeah, maybe he plays a sight. He's playing tower, so he has 4 mana. Maybe his own hippogriffs, trade hippogriffs. I don't think you're removing both minions on turn 3.
Yeah. And a lot of it too depends on where the haunt ends up after the random roll.
Yeah.
It can go.
Yeah, so right now,
either place.
the Battle Mage really needs to deal with the guarantee of hippogriffs
Mhm.
next turn. Maybe Haunt goes off in the corner and hangs out. But
Yeah.
oh, there's a grapple shot. I saw a grapple
Okay.
shot in hand, so that can deal
Yep,
with hippogriffs
And a tower too. Yep.
and a tower. So
Yeah.
tower into the grapple shot does. All right.
Expecting to see that tower come down for the grapple shot.
There and ooh, maybe.
Yeah. See a kobold's in there too. I think the grapple would be the way to go though.
This hyper aggressive battle mage list is scary. So he's got 4
Yeah.
mana.
Oh, is he gonna trinket and then grapple?
Yeah, I can trinket grapple shot the haunt. That does
Yeah.
remove the most potential damage.
Yeah, I still think I would go for the hippogriff myself.
Yeah, it's trinketing the haunt or grapple shot
Yeah.
trinket the haunt, which
Yeah.
okay, which is like it is a 4 power minion, so like it is probably a little bit harder to deal with if it does like start doing stuff.
Yeah, and it gives a little more predictability. He knows where the hippogriff can go.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where the haunt might end up. And
Yeah.
he may have, some of the removal in his hand that we're not aware of.
Oh, maybe
Yeah, firebolts.
maybe firebolts or something. It's just like I'm possibly going to take 4 next turn off of this haunt, and then yeah.
Yep.
So there's the 3. So Battle Mage player is at 10,
Mm.
and then Avatar of Air. What you got? Well, right now we just see air, earth. Oh, and who knows? I think that's ruins. I think that's fire as well. So he's got his threshold.
Yeah, I believe so. It looks like it. Yep.
He's gonna fly over to the ruins, get out of line of sight, but not.
Nobody wants a grapple shot for 6.
Yeah, not playing anything though.
For 8.
Oof, you're losing. You're gonna lose the tempo.
The momentum, yep.
Yeah.
It's already gone.
Yeah, now he's just got a 3 power minion to deal with, and Battle Mage can do that.
Mhm.
You gotta play. If you're not removing something, you gotta play a threat. It does look like Avatar of Air only has 3 cards in hand, so maybe he's like setting up for a sneaky boulder.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but oh, he has a vampire for 5, but maybe he has a different card. Yeah, that's where I think
So it looks like 2 sights and 1 spell.
I think so. Yeah, he has vampire in hand. Not sure why he has so many sights, but maybe he drew a couple sights for turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's probably looking for threshold.
Digging for a pit or
Yeah. So I think that's where the problem with a lot of 3-color decks that aren't sorcerer come in.
Yeah.
because you have to take so many turns to draw sites and try to get threshold
Yep.
requirements.
Oof.
Yeah, Ping and Kobolds will take care of that. Now the tides
Yep.
have turned a little bit, and
Yep.
Avatar of Air has 3 or 2 attackable sites and no way to
Mhm.
effectively deal with Kobolds.
That's a brutal play right there.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's going to be able to tap and play a site and play
Mhm.
Vampire, but it's also
The other question is, does he have the ability to answer that as effectively as he did there? If he could, then
yeah.
it
Oh, I guess
potentially.
he's playing Fire, so he might have his own Kobolds or Valiant. So
Yep. Yep.
like that's where a lot of the Fire Earth decks kind of like do that first initial like trade of minions of like I play an imp, I kill your kobolds, while I have it also, and it's just the whoever wins that
Big
trade.
impin.
Big impin.
Oh, interesting. Kind of
Windmill.
forcing him down. Yeah. Well,
Just asking to read it probably.
yeah. And my guess is he's
Yep, there's the
kind of
vampire.
hopefully. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and then you don't want to play vampire on the windmill to the left because then
Mm-hmm.
you open
Grapple
yourself
shot
up.
right into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
What do you think
then
about the lone tower on the left there?
that is a pretty good option, but you're also opening yourself up for he's playing imps, so
Mm-hmm.
like if he plays an imp and
Dropping
then Kobold
Sapia
strikes
and
it and then you spent 5 minutes to do nothing.
yeah.
I like taking he is still at 20, so you can afford to take 2 damage. Now it
Mhm.
forces the Kobolds to like uh, battle mates to play something to save
Yeah.
kobolds or
Yep. Yep.
attack Dark Tower and then potentially open up a defense to gain. Or I guess he's at 20, so he doesn't really want to block. Oh yeah. See, there's so much to think about when playing a minion. It's just playing a
Where do I
minion.
put it?
Yeah. But Vampire on your Avatar of Air, I think, is the best spot because now you can push it wherever you want.
Yep. Oof, right there. I'm assuming he's going to move in with the kobolds. Zap his dragonets.
Yeah,
Attack that
probably
Dark Tower
attack Lone
first.
Tower or no, attack Dark Tower with kobolds.
Yeah.
Strike Dragonets.
Yeah. So he's down to 18.
And maybe leave Battle Mage up as a block so you could double block.
He wants to get rid of that threat as
Yeah,
soon as he can.
leaving that up. That's a really good call. I don't think I would have been disciplined enough to leave my avatar untapped.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. The alternate would have been to put the. No, the dragonets needed to be there. Yeah,
Mhm.
I would agree. I would have been inclined or tempted at least to put down another site or draw another site or
Yeah, so
but
playing
double
Dragonets
blocking it.
on the avatar is so much better than playing Dragonets on the red desert up to the left.
Yeah.
Um, because then it can just be dealt
You
with
can just
easily.
yep, yep. And Avatar of Earth or not Earth, Avatar of Air can fly those vampires and then they can move.
Oh, and then
Oof.
grapple shot. Okay, so he's going to go back to 20.
Hmm.
But still can't deal with the Dragonets nicely
Hmm.
because of that double block.
Yeah, I wonder how things would have turned out if he flew the
Pushed
vampire
Vampire.
up. Yeah, like flew vampire up and then okay, he's gonna do 4.
Yeah. So right
Uh,
now, damage is at 6. So like, adding pressure is not a bad idea. He's gonna tap and probably draw a sight. Yep. It's attacking for 6. You're at 20 with a life linker. Like I think that's where you
yeah,
want to be.
yeah,
Um,
no, I agree.
these aggressive, like tempo swingy games, they're so good.
Hmm.
Like game
Yeah,
one was so close. Game two was a little bit of like a stumble, but like
mhm.
every single game is really cool.
Yeah, and to see the swings in this one, you know, really the tempo has been pretty impressive. So the battle mage playing differently than he did in the previous game, and vice versa for the Avatar of Air. It's like 2 separate decks.
So he does have trinket, so he's going to be down to 13 Avatar of Air. Oh, then he's going to major explosion
Go
and
yep, yep.
dragonets. Oh,
Dragonet, yep,
that's really good.
good finish right there. Good swing.
So yeah, now it's 13-6. That's just like the one turn diff. Like you can really, you're not out of it until you until you lose, because
Yeah.
you can really turn it around. Um,
Okay, surprised to not see any of the. Up there we go. I was
there's
gonna
the bottomless
say.
pit.
Yeah, there's the pit. There's the pit.
If he has some blink or movement effect to get on Dock Tower and push Dragonettes, be good.
Yep.
And then you're only taking 3. Or you can push Battle Mage into his tower and like kind of like
Yep.
deal with him.
Yep. Force the mage to have to reposition and spend a turn to do that.
Yep. No, when I was playing my Avatar of Earth deck, that's like it plays very similar to Battle Mage, where I want to be aggressive with my Avatar, and getting pushed around by Avatar of Air is super frustrating.
Yeah, especially when you're watching big minions get swallowed up in the pit, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There's
Poison Nova.
There's a Nova. All right,
Okay.
pass and turn.
Wanted to prevent that damage from coming through.
So at least he's getting hit for 4 that he knows of. So
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be at 9 at least.
Got another Dragonette's in his hand, and I see a Violimp, I think.
Was that a Violent?
Violimp and Dragonette's, yeah.
Yeah, Dragonette's onto Desert. Yeah, just keep playing minions. Three power minions will win games if you keep playing them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there we go.
Oh, and he's got more.
Gonna do the Imp.
Just as more minion. Oh no, the
Just Trinket.
Trinket. Yep.
4.
Go to 9. Yeah. So next turn, Avatar of Air player has to be really worried about going to door, getting attacked for 4 and then 3, and maybe there's like an extra firebolt or minor explosion like we've seen already.
Yeah. So he's standing to take 8 right now if he gets hit with the projectile from the Dragonets too.
Yep. Yeah, you got to play minions every single turn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I think this is where.
As you-
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as you mentioned too, that Battle Mage isn't really phased by the bottomless pit. He can go over there and kind of assert pressure to the Avatar Bear.
And this is, I think, I really like Fire for the ability to always like have some kind of chip damage somewhere. Yep. Even if Avatar of Air had Gnome Hollows and could fly onto Gnome Hollows, that doesn't guarantee safety because Fire has so many incidental ping damage.
And we see the bats in his hand as well now.
Yep.
Yeah, this the passive damage alone. If you've got 3 Dragonets and 3 Kobolds out, that's
you don't even have to attack to do damage. Yeah.
Yeah, just 9 passive. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. See an Avatar of Air player here to kind of sweating, like not really sure how I'm going to deal with this.
Yeah.
Gonna move onto the pit. Fly onto the pit. Yeah. Firebolts hit him for 3. He goes down to 3.
Okay.
Maybe I would have flown over to Lone Tower or tapped and move onto Lone Tower and dealt with Dragonets.
Yeah.
Unless he has some other way to. Oh, I would love to see a boulder right now.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
Haunt.
A Haunt's not bad. I think I would.
No.
Maybe play Haunt onto the windmill, because then you can block either or. It does Battle Mage attack. Oh, that's I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you put it on the windmill, then you're guaranteed to take 3 from the Battle Mage, and I think he's hopefully using that as a way to prevent him from attacking, because it would Death Door him, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, no, Haunt can't block that because Battle Mage can still attack.
Oh, he can go over to the bottomless pit. I would definitely put him down in the windmill then.
Yeah. The only thing Haunt there does is protects from a projectile from Dragonets. Placement is so hard in this game.
That's a really tough choice.
Yeah. I think in the next year or two, when we see the player base like really start to understand positioning,
Hmm.
people are going to get really good. It's going to be really scary.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how. Okay,
He's
and then
attacking.
3.
I think you just block this, right? Because you can't
Hmm.
block Haunt can't block anything else. Yeah, and you know it's going to get removed. Yep.
Impet. Yep. Yeah.
And then now he
Okay.
opens up the door for oh, okay,
And bat. Wow.
an attack for 3.
Hitting for
So
3.
Avatar of Air's at 6. If he has some way to do some extra damage, be
Yep.
really good.
Screws on. And now with those bats, the pit's not really as intimidating as it was before.
Yeah, that bottomless pit is so good until it's not. Um,
Yeah. Because it's not an air site either, correct? So he
correct.
can't
Yeah,
fly
he's
off of
he's
that.
kind of stuck there unless he taps and moves. Free
Mm,
City. Okay. See, yeah, now he
a
can't
little bit,
tap and move onto.
but he can't fly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then do you play that back one? I guess not. Actually, yeah, I do. I think you do play that back one
Hmm.
because right now, if you fly into Free City, you open yourself for Imp or Kobolds as the kill spell.
Yep.
Playing
Yep.
that
Yep.
back one, you got yeah,
Yep. Back to the right.
double bats.
Interesting.
Burrowed, huh?
Huh.
I, I don't know
Yeah.
if I agree with that one.
Yeah. They could be valuable to block with the battle mage if he's going to try to grapple shot.
Yeah, I
Could
think
be good to switch projectiles or even
playing
take out their
bats
bats.
to windmill and to ruins, I think is your best positioning for him because
Hmm.
then you can block imps pretty effectively. You're at 6, um, so now he can imp and battle mage attack windmill and lone tower, take you down to 1, and fire has a lot of chip damage. Yeah, that's a that's a rough
It's a
spot.
hard choice. Yeah.
Like I like bats underneath bottomless pit. It is pretty good because I think he's like thinking
Mhm.
about the other bats. So now the other bats can't
Right.
attack Dark Tower in the pit. But if battle mage has blink or anything, um, you're gonna get got.
Yeah.
And then
Be going for it.
bats. Yeah, he's gonna try to attack pit and then force the
I know.
trade.
Force them up. Yeah.
But the bats being airborne is such a good blocker. And then
Yeah.
speaking of airborne blockers, you spoiled the weightless squire, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
The squire is going to be such an annoying card to deal with, not
Hmm.
because of the lance, but because the airborne blocker it has chump
Hmm.
damage and yeah,
Yeah. I think that the utility of the Squire is going to be really appreciated once decks start to use it. You pair it with a Hamlet and a Tower, you can get it out pretty cheap.
yep,
And the Lance is great, but you can also use it to drop the Lance for other minions you have, and just the ability for it to be a pretty good chump blocker is pretty solid.
yeah. Come down, drop a
Yeah.
lance, use it to trade into something, and leave up a
Yep.
blocker.
Yep. Yep.
Seems really good.
Yep.
I think did he take the
Took it.
damage?
Mm,
I think he might have taken the damage.
he took it. Yeah.
I saw a kobolds in the battle mage player's hand, so that free city is in danger of like if you go to it, you're gonna
Yeah.
get hit. So he's gonna go to door now. He's gonna take
Hmm.
3 there, so he's at 1, and the battle
Hmm.
mage can attack the windmill. Yep. So he's
Yep.
at door.
Yep. Yeah. You can see Avatar of Air just kind of thinking about where he's at. I don't know if there's an answer in the hand. Oh,
Oh, playing
kobolds.
kobolds already? Interesting.
Wow.
I would have definitely saved that for a kill spell. Maybe he has a
Mhm.
blink that I didn't see.
Yeah.
Maybe fly to windmill boulder. That'll take him to door.
Yeah.
I think that's your only out. As
Oh, he
Avatar
can't
Bear.
fly because he's on.
Oh,
He's on.
he's on pit. Yeah.
Yep. Good blink down there.
Blink and then boulder.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a rough spot to be in. I wonder why he didn't block the bat's attack onto bottomless
Mhm.
pit with other bats.
Yeah.
Spider
Okay.
tap and move onto free city. Not a
Yeah. This is where that quarrelsome kobolds would have come in handy. they
Yeah.
were in hand next turn.
And then I think I did see Battle Mage have a firebolt, or not a firebolt, it's lightning bolts.
Okay.
So he's got this tied up. And
Yeah.
yeah, those bats plays the burrowed bats really needed to be above ground so they could effectively block and chunk block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he was gonna just trade here.
Yeah, I could have saved the 2 damage.
Yep.
I could kind of see him shaking his head. I don't know if there's a.
Oh, you know the worst part about like recording games and like editing and posting them to YouTube is you can see all your misplays.
Yeah, kind of thinking what could have been and what I should have done.
Oh, I
and-
should have done X, Y, or Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is how we learn. This is how
Yep.
we get better. You keep playing, you keep losing, you keep winning. Or learning.
Yeah.
/ winning. I don't know.
And you know, both these players have done an incredible job. This is game 3. You know, by the end of this, yeah,
There it is.
and there we go.
You can see the
that-
chagrin. Oh, you
Yeah.
can't look. You can't look.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
Couple positioning mistakes. That's what that was. But
Yeah.
that's
But
why
very well played.
I think closing remarks here. Sorcery, you can be a really good sorcery player and play like a mid-tier deck and have a lot of success with it right now because people are still learning these positioning mistakes. You know,
I think that the other thing as well is that these events usually are full day events, and the mental fatigue.
Oh,
of
yeah.
playing
at this point, you're already
game
playing
after
5 or
game
6
after
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, your brain's fried. So it is so easy to make 1 or 2 misplays, and then it just kind of snowballs.
Yeah.
And it's a very significant amount of mental energy that goes into this high level gameplay, especially when you're doing best of 3 like this.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the top 4 games. Really good games by both opponents. Really fun, swingy tempo recoveries. I'm gonna say check out Rude's channel for the finals. Should be out in the next day or 2.
Awesome. See you in the contestant realms, everyone. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you again to Rudosaurus for coming in and helping me commentate this match. It was a lot of fun doing this. And if anybody has made it this far, like and subscribe. The channel is growing. It's really exciting to see. And thank you, everybody. See you next time. Bye.